So, that's it. Sam do gone. Saskia or Sam?
Sam's easiest, one syllable then, isn't it?
It's true. It saves on me talking too much as it is. We're about, I don't know, less than a quarter way through no fly travel to the Accursed race. Where are we heading to?
Zurich.
And then?
Zagreb.
And then?
I can't pronounce it.
Skoda. So I'm going to be home from Skoda out to Peshkopi for CP2. Yeah, in Gare de Lyon in a moment to send it. Bike, wherever control points, bags full of crap, and probably a camera or two in here as well. Shout out Peak Design. Got the Quirk cycles in here, bit of tail fin, here for Lost Dot, making shit happen. Let's get some. Oh. So if there ever was a reason to do no fly, you get a free volleyball match at Zurich Station.
And you get free Mentos.
And macchiatos as well. Welcome to Zurich. So how it's gone so far, basically what we've done. St Pancras to Paris, Paris to Zurich, Zurich to Zagreb in about 45 minutes time. And then we've got to sleep and then get another bus all the way from Croatia into Albania.
Ice cream, cafe and hazelnut, and then strawberry and vanilla.
That's great! Our train's in 18 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Is it that?
Cheers. Water, water everywhere, and not a drop to drink. So, as luck would have it, me and Sam got on our lovely train. We're heading overnight, 15 hours towards Zagreb from Zurich. And it's a little bit of an oversight, but equally, some things you shouldn't really have to plan too hard for, such as thinking that your 15-hour train will serve you food and give you water. Alas, no. So I started this little clip with a joke, you'll appreciate this. Water, water everywhere, and not a drop to drink.
Nope.
I just spoke to the steward and he was like, no, afraid not. So yeah, we're in a position where we've got 15 hours of a journey, no food, no water. The opportunity for us to get anything like that is going to be to jump out at a station at about 9 PM. So Saturday night in Switzerland, hopefully something's open, and we're just going to cram. How gorgeous is that? We're just going to try and cram as much food in our pockets as possible and run back to the train without losing our camera bags and bike. We decided to do a run, popped and got ourselves some nuts, some cheap croissants.
Beers. Free
Beers.
croissants. Free croissants. Beers. That's all you need.
Nutrition.
Yeah.
Bag of nuts as well. That's it, we're sorted. Got our trail mix done. And now we're apparently linked up with the other part of the media crew. So at some point in the night, they came from Stuttgart, we came from Zurich, and now we're on the same train, making our connections with the Accursed Express that much better. Also, very comfortable room. Made sure it's even more comfortable by sleeping with the bike in the middle. Because it's always nice to gnaw on a handlebar end when you're napping. Okay.
Because you're not hungry.
Better than eating my own hand. You know, Sam, in her preparedness, did have, what, like 25 kilos of fuel ready to go?
Yeah, to be fair. I was actually quite proud of myself for once. Didn't use it, just ate nuts and old croissants and drank beer and watched Eurovision.
While I've got you here, Sam,
Yeah.
tell me, who are you and what the hell are we doing here?
I'm Sam. I'm a camera person who tries to steal dogs from all over the world. And what are we doing here? I don't know, living the dream, innit, really?
I'd say so. Very well put. Right now we're going along the River Zava on the overnight train. Our last, what, 45-minute leg, and the reflections are back, and that's why Sam is shooting away. If you can see that, which I'm pretty sure you can because I'm filming it with a video camera, so that's the idea of having a GoPro. If you can see that, you're watching this video, so congratulations on investing time into me. So about 10 minutes out now from Zagreb, and we are going to jump onto the Accursed Express. There's about 20 people together, a few volunteers, the media team, and then about 10 or so riders that have been either waiting in Zagreb or somewhere on this train and connected at some point overnight. And then it's between, according to Andrew Phillips at Lostock, between 9 and 12 hours, depending if they choose to get lost, choose the Sydney route, or just don't want to rush to get there. I'm sure it's a beautiful drive. Last night, probably loads of amazing landscapes, but night train, so no views. Night train going anywhere. Look, how pretty is that? Rock and roll. That's an update for us. We have commenced the last part of the journey for most of us as we head to Skoda now on the Accursed Express. And our first pit stop, about half an hour, little petrol station spot, coffee, food, snacks, and we're on the road now, out of Zagreb into the mountains. As you can see, it is beautiful. Albania! Straight out of the bus, straight into shooting. We've just turned up finally down in Skoda. It's about 3 in the morning. A lot of people are checking in right now. As you can see behind me, the hostel staff have got their work cut out for them. We've had everyone arrive, and a lot of people are staying here. So yeah, I'll report when I'm fully corpus mentis. But for now, yeah, good times ahead, which means bed. Goodbye. Skoda, here we are. So it's about 9 o'clock in the morning now. Got some folk building their bikes. Rough start for some, but I think many people are very excited just to be here now. I'm gonna get coffee and I can inform you properly about what's happening in the world. So a slightly more corpus mentis recap of things. Yeah, it was a member of the Accursed Express. Yeah. So we all been about 3:30, almost 4 o'clock last night. Thanks to these guys and their organisation of a 19-hour bus journey. So talk to us. When is your tour starting of Albania and the Balkans?
Well, already had. I thought you'd already had a comprehensive.
I have. I've been indoctrinated. I'm actually a tour guide myself. On your left, you'll see some shutters. So that was Hannah and Andrew of Lostock. Say hi.
Hey guys.
Beautiful. But yeah, so right now everyone's kind of getting themselves sorted and getting calibrated for the Albanian weather. We have a few of the media team downstairs, a few riders down here in the foyer in the cafe getting things sorted. And yeah, we have Ross here, and Mr. Probert, and Marin, who's volunteering. I like in this setup.
Hello.
Hello!
We are at the, what is it called? The Traveller Hostel, I think.
Good pronunciation as well there, just showing off now.
Yeah, sorry. And this is also where the race is going to start, and where registration is going to be taking place at 1:30 till 4. So stay tuned, join us later, and we'll have more for you.
Back to Mike in the studio. Alright, this isn't your traditional Albanian cafe, but we have found a pretty good brunch spot here in Skoda. Getting our bearings, got our currency, and now we're figuring things out for the rest of the day. Registration starts in a few hours. Sam and Matt are going to be getting portraits of all our volunteers and racers, getting their cat numbers delivered in. I'm here for the jolly for today, and then going to ride out tomorrow with the riders and catch some stuff in the first parcours. How's your coffee? So outside we have registration starting. Upstairs we have a few people making sure people are getting their caps and their trackers sorted. Up here as well. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Everyone loves being on camera and they're not expecting it.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Hi, welcome.
Welcome. What are we doing? What's going on?
So we gave out some caps and trackers, but not so many yet. So we just started a few minutes ago.
Excellent. And we have up to 40 riders, is that right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is this 43? Is this the maximum number?
43, yeah. But there are some numbers missing, like 13, which belongs to Mike.
Of course. New caps, new race, new trackers this year as well, it seems. Pretty cool experience for everyone.
As long as you stick to the route and you stick to well-trodden paths, tracks, roads, mines will not be a problem. Mines could become a problem if you start leaving the route, okay? If you want to bivvy up somewhere, make sure you bivvy somewhere where people...
Are we getting danger pay? As you can see here, rider meeting is happening for the Accursed Race number 1. All riders who've turned up and got their caps are listening in, and there's some pretty groundbreaking news. First clip about minefields, so that's a new thing. But yeah, everyone's getting informed and ready to go for 10 AM tomorrow. As you can see, a lot of red caps, a lot of interested people, and yeah, what a turnout. Pretty exciting stuff. Change hats now, it's official. Hats have been handed out, so have brevet cards, and the Accursed Race folk are ready to roll basically. I'm sure people have popped out for dinner, sort themselves out, get some snacks. Here's our lads. Hi there. Hey, hey, woo! And a lot of people are pretty ready to go. So what we're going to do is we're going to learn lots from the master that is Mr. Phillips, and then get some food. So then it's all of us. We'll be waving people away down the street, won't we? Unless someone wants to do slow-mo eating at 100 frames a second. Right, so we're out here now and the race has started. Registration went smoothly. All riders turned up for the beginning, and myself and Hannah drove out to the first part of the race to catch some of the inaccessible areas by bike because the cars can't come here. Mountain's beautiful. Right now I've got a little descent, and next up is some excellent valley action. Check out that. Absolute dreamboat. The beautiful Kira Valley, or Kiri Valley. And yeah, as you can see, no messing around here. The wilderness starts now on the Accursed Race. So of course, anything that goes down must go up. I'm going to make my way out to the top of the mountain to catch some riders without them knowing. A challenge, but a delicious one at that. As you can see, it's relentlessly pretty, but also relentlessly steep. Something to look forward to. Every 2 minutes is a wow moment. A glowing example of British engineering, the Quirk Cycle Super Chub, and a glowing example of the absolute dreaminess of Albania. Right now, if that 20 miles just out of Skoda, and pristine blue waters, rugged wilderness, and you know, this is a road eventually that will get tarmacked, but right now it is a really fun piece of single track, and I am heading up in and around all these peaks to try and catch the riders on their way up over the first pass. Hopefully I'll be able to see after my glasses become unsteamed. But yeah, moving on, moving up, and probably burning up as the sun is really coming out now. Right, so I've made my first dent into this off-road section. Getting in a bit of a rush state really. We drove ahead in the car, but equally I'm trying to make sure that I get a good enough distance between us on these climbs, because right now I've got a 9-mile stint of up, and that'll put me right at the peak on this first section of the parcours, the Kiri Valley. Trying to get ahead, make sure I'm always checking for the right angles, making sure that I stay hidden, but really get some great stuff. And then, well, here's the fun bit. Because I'm so far out with sticks, signal is a real big issue. Despite the best efforts, getting ahead in the car, only did so much before the first climb. I've got the top 2 at the moment passing me. I'm knackered, and these guys are cruising up right now. The views are getting pretty incredible, yeah, gonna make sure I get to the top, wait for the rest of the group, and yeah, begin to remain hidden for the remainder. Unbelievable the pace of these guys. We had a pretty good half-hour drive at 50k to get ahead, and you know, I'm not match fit, but something else is going on here. Pure excitement and adrenaline. So I just had the front two pass me. I'm about 5, maybe 6 miles up this climb. It's getting really hot, very, very humid now. Because I'm starting to get some more perspective on things, it's time for a lens change. So part of the brief here for this week of riding and documenting it, we've been asked to try and remain almost hidden, or at least try and reduce our impact on the rider's experience. So with that being the case, long lenses are the way forward. But also, to establish a little bit of context, I've got a nice full frame compact in my pocket to kind of create some establishing shots and shoot some wider landscapes. Not how I normally operate in terms of packing kit, but my lenses are staying on the bike. Usually I use my body as a really good way of keeping things suspended, as your body is probably the best shock absorber going. However, it's so hot out here, I don't know about you, but I really don't like riding with a backpack, and camera lenses and all that weight really does impact the quality of a ride, but also it's a really negative impact on my back and my shoulders. Still recovering from injury, and I want to make sure that I don't sustain any more while out here working. So on me, I've got my Sony A1 with a 70-200. Not super long, but I have the ability to make it a 1.6 crop factor, meaning I can get about almost 300mm out of this one lens. Time to move on. Then in my pocket of my shorts, a nice compact 35mm full frame, great for some really impressive landscapes, and also just going to capture some moments and details where I do find pretty little moments. So just parked up here for about 15 minutes or so, 20 minutes. A good stream of riders, some really good vantage points to capture some moments where they're not too obvious. Hiding into the bushes, getting behind this little stream here. But as you can see, this perfect chicane offering perspective going away and coming towards on this side. Pretty special. Maybe a mile now to get to the top. Going to try and capture some moments of there and then head back down and start making my way to control point 2. So as you can see, well, most of the terrain is pretty rideable. There's a lot of big chunks, big rocks, and need to be pretty good at getting nice lines. This is the last hard churn up this climb. You know, I'm always making sure I'm climbing whilst talking to really give you that full gas experience. Yeah. All right, kilometers to go to the peak. Then it's back down. It's now about 10 to 2. All riders now past me, heading back down the first climb in back towards Skoda, and then didn't have any signal when I was in the valley, so decided to perch up here. I've already wirelessly transferred the images I want to use from my main camera with the longer lens. Now I'm going to start transferring a few files from the wider compact to 35mm. Really easy process, and luckily I have a card reader which just pops straight into my phone, transfer the files I want, and that's it. One thing I made sure to do riding out to get the riders was just take note of anything that would make sense to photograph on the way back, because I guess time was of the essence in getting up there, but coming back, yes, the light's different, but obviously a few things to photograph, like this bridge and the water underneath it. Yeah, all the riders are now way beyond where I want to go, and the other control cars are there with the media crews, so everyone is being documented and all is good with the world. I am now heading back to Skoda, overnight there, and then I'm going to head towards Pishkopi over 2 days, utilising a parcours from Transcontinental number 9, which is sure to be very pretty indeed. Should have bought my bikini. Alright, so that's it now. Tarmac back to Skoda. This is where I got dropped off by Hannah. And yeah, about 14 miles back, mainly, a 100% climb, mainly downhill. As luck would have it, CP2 has a new volunteer in Tanguy here. Hello. And we're heading 100 kilometers today to Burrell to meet up with another volunteer from a TCR in the past. And another 100 kilometers tomorrow to get to Bishkopi for CP2 and the riders' arrivals. So we have a beautiful route planned. Takes a commute, literally A to B, some tarmac, and then the gravel starts. Canyons, lakes, forests, you name it. Ticking all them boxes. Lovely. So right now me and Tanguy are heading out, like I said, to Burrell. And we're hitting the lowlands right now, coming out of Skoda. So rather than the mountains behind us into the east and west of Skoda, we're heading south towards Burrell before heading back into the mountains of Bishkopi. And heaps of birdsong, lots of wildflower, and for the most part some pretty fun tarmac stretches and some old bits of tarmac, old bits of gravel, and we're doing pretty good. Only got 66 miles today, but weather's good, and you know what, good conversation, good bike rides. What more can you ask for on the way to a job? I'm just going to head up past this little hairpin to get a shot of Tanguy coming over the bridge. Just amazing having this freedom to ride and document our no-fly adventure, but equally it's one of the most interesting commutes I've ever had to do, and it's a real gift and I don't take it lightly. It's a huge responsibility for a company like Lost Dot to enforce the no-fly rule, and yeah, it ruffled a lot of feathers when it first got announced, but a lot of people appreciate it, and there are other races now following suit. So let's see how the rest of the ultra scene choose to take it on board. Free bike wash. Well, it looks like it's all very pretty and easy and fun. You can see by the small lake pooling up on my face. It's warm, it's hard work, but very rewarding indeed. The view behind us is part of a river valley. We've kind of been through the floodplains that led into Skoda, and we're about 10 miles or so from a town whose name is yet to be determined, but hopefully there's ice cream.
Calor. It's called Calor.
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 Yeah, perfect. So last night we stayed at Villa Bruzzi, which was one of the control points of TCR number 9, which was last year's transcontinental race. Really helpful host, Wesley, and his family who run this place. And the views are, as you can see, pretty damn impressive. We came from this direction at some point yesterday. It was about 66 miles, a lot of off-road track. I'd say a maximum of probably 15 miles worth of tarmac. The rest was off-road, gravel, a bit of single track, and just gorgeous landscapes left, right and centre. Ended up flagging a little bit, got a bit cooked by the sun, managed to find a great little cafe, double ice creams, took some lovely portraits, some pictures, and we had some amazing interactions on the way. Didn't film too much for golden hour. I think it was too entranced by actually just enjoying the moment and embracing the time on the bike, seeing a beautiful landscape unravel. But today, yeah, 40 miles, and this being a CP of Transcontinental number 9 last year, we're about to use some of the parcours used on TCR number 9 as well. So from Burrell to Bishkopi, about 40 miles, 25 miles of which will be part of that parcours. Amazing gravel, beautiful mountains, and hopefully more views like this, and then some. So Wesley was telling us here at Villa Bruzzi, when it was a control point for TCR number 9, that a few riders were littered around here. There was rooms being turned over every couple of hours with the pace of riders coming through. And Anatoly, who's one of the riders who finished in unfortunate circumstances, was sleeping behind here. as he tried to sleep outside, and he was put up just behind the fridges. I imagine that was peaceful and good to have snacks on board nearby. So as you can see, really cool spot, and yeah, lots of lovely potted plants, loads of artifacts. One of the best mantelpieces I've seen in some time, but more importantly is that view. Just look at it. Imagine waking up to this. If anything's going to inspire you to go riding, it's views like that, isn't it? This man's yellow t-shirt is in a lot of very good photos, if I do say so myself. But yeah, what's amazing is that, you know, often opportunity comes up to kind of ride through a landscape and take pictures, but there's no context. So yellow t-shirt here. Tanguy is made for excellent pictures. Someone to share the ride with, obviously, which is the most important thing with traveling, I find. As luck would have it, you're out here on the road in Albania. Who are you going to see? Some Kiwis down here. People from NZ. We've got Emily.
Hi.
And Hugo. They're out here touring for the next 7.5 months. They started in Istanbul and they're out here. What do you think of Albania by bike?
It's fun, yeah, it's good. The roads aren't as nice as elsewhere, but
The views are spectacular.
yeah, the people have been good and food's pretty good, so yeah.
What's your plan now? Where are you off to today or this week? Do you have a goal or destination, or is it just out and about and see what's happening?
Schroeder tomorrow
Yeah.
and Morocco in a few months' time. That's the plan.
Tanguy pointed out we've got a nice little Shimano number here. How's the...
Shimano do make fishing rods, for those that don't know.
Yeah. Is it Ultegra? Is it Di2? Like...
It's probably in the Ultegra range, I'd say, about that spec.
Legit. As you can tell, Tanguy is far more fit than I am. He's laughing as he pulls ahead of me all the time. Me being exhausted already. Also, all the photo ops on the way up. It's beautiful, it's rough, but as we edge up towards the top, it gets prettier and prettier, and apparently bumpier and bumpier. But yeah, starting to get some real punchy sections, red gradients on the Wahoo, a little taste, a morsel of what the riders have been experiencing this week. And as I talk to you now, I imagine that Alexander Kopp has already made it to control point 1. We'll be seeing him tomorrow at some point, I'm sure. Yeah, it's great. We're almost at the very top of this climb, which is on the TCR number 9 parcours, but I thought I'd talk to you about this for a minute. It's been on test like 3 months, littered in Tailfin, one of the race sponsors, shout out Tailfin, and obviously this is a Quirk Super Chub, the XC Race Hardtail, produced by Quirk Cycles in London with Columbus tubing. It is an exquisite machine to ride, it is super fun, 3D printed parts, it's light even with the bags on, and do you know what? I mean, it's a shame I've got to give it back at some point, but yeah, it's riding these routes so well. Great tyre clearance, great responsiveness, feels super nimble and durable, and considering how loaded up I am with camera kit in the back, there's lenses in there. It's not the best idea, I know, but they are padded out with a few donkey wraps in and a jacket. A jacket I haven't actually needed so far, but yeah, it's doing me very proud indeed. And luckily I haven't had to use a Supernova dynamo like that, but it is 4 o'clock and we still have about 40 kilometers to go off road, so we should probably have our coffees and leave at some point, but why rush? You know, look where we are. And the tiles are to die for. Woohoo! So now we're up over the other side on this TCI number 9 parcours. Got about 15 miles to go. So that means about 6 miles left of the parcours itself. And on this side of the mountains, it's a lot greener, it's a lot wetter, it's a lot cooler. We came from 27 degrees on the other side to about, I don't know, feel like 16 or so right now, which is pretty good. And yeah, lots of different character for this part of the country, it seems, but equally beautiful, equally impressive. Wow. Phew! Oh wow. This place. So, part of this town behind me, maybe it's a city, not quite sure of its designation, but that is Peshkopi, that is CP2 for this year's, the Accursed Race. And what a place for a big town or city to be situated. It's paradise. So I imagine after a quick sleep for some riders who are arriving at CP2 at night, they'll be cruising down this tarmac stretch with these views. Maybe rain, maybe sun, maybe cloud, maybe as clear as this, or maybe even pure sunshine. But amazing. Always helps to do a recce, and there you go. It's a sketchy road. I've had to come down this to do my recce. Unfortunately, I've got to come back up it as well to get back to the hotel and CP2. Got to choose your battles, and my battle to choose is the hiker bike, or at least push up, because this side's pretty smooth, that side not so much, but with a gradient of like 18%, I'll happily take a pause and walk to take that in. We've got 2% battery, but using it while coming back up this lovely tarmac descent goes both ways, unfortunately. For my first shelled creature in the wild, this is a tortoise in its shell. I'm glad Albania is getting attention now for ecotourism and becoming a destination, but it feels slightly sad that it wasn't getting celebrated in previous years, decades, or what have you, because I'm sure there are people out there who have been appreciating it and have known about it. But yeah, as you can see, it really is something special. Right, 5 miles to go so I get to my point. Let's see how efficiently I can get there. So one thing that's really helped with having ridden this course already and gone up this way on the TCR 9 parcours is that I knew there was a cafe here. What I didn't realise was just how good the cafe is. Ice cream, coffee, croissants, energy drinks, all of which I desperately need. But luckily Hannah called me up about 7 to get me out of bed, get breakfast and get on this trail. Nice and early to get ahead, get a really good vantage point for both Alexander and Adrienne, who's catching up pretty quickly now. But then again, it looks like that because they're both on the climbing section at the moment. Both really strong climbers, both super strong riders, and I'm hoping that if it all works out, I could get both of them chasing each other. That would be, for me, the money shot. We'll see how it goes though. So of course, having done this little section already, I've seen it all very, very clearly from the other direction, and now I'm coming back to it. I can really appreciate this cutaway in the rocks. And it seems as though this point here, the little crest, is a hideaway just behind me. Should be able to get a nice full frame shot, and also a really dramatic landscape in the background. So going to shoot a quick frame here, should be fairly well hidden, and then reconnaissance up there. There's a little orange rock, and that is the other vantage point. There's a couple of houses around there too. Alongside the breeze and the trees rustling, there's flowing water. I had a little dip, try and cool off a little bit. Been in the shade waiting for Alex, and now waiting for Adrienne, and got a pretty cool vantage point. As you can see, it is pretty special over there. So I'm going to try and stay low key, shoot long on where we're looking. This little hairpin here, this part of the bridge, and then a quick lens swap. Just creep down here, shoot a wide, and grab this whole excellent little gorge going on. And then there's a reverse shot here as he leaves, and then I'm going to make sure I'm ready to roll, and then I'm going to get on the bike and yeah, try and keep pace. I feel like as though they're pretty fatigued now, so I think that it should be fairly achievable, but still these riders are pretty fast, and yeah, I might have my work cut out for me still. So some people might be familiar with it, some people might not, but when you get to a trail like this, ride out, very steep, difficult terrain to ride on, you hike up it with your bike, aka hiker bike, and this is guaranteed to kind of really sap people and frustrate them mentally and physically, because it is a real steep push up here. And I just set up one of the trail cams that we here on the Accursed Race are using. What that means is we have a small box. It's a pretty basic camera inside it, but it's set up to record a little bit of video or some stills depending on what you do. So right now, that thing right there is recording me talking to you. So this is the trail right now, about 8 miles out of Bishkopi, and last night after Josh got into the CP, he was soaking wet. So Adrienne was up here, lightning was striking all over, very, very disconcerting. So he took shelter, as did Alex, as did Josh, and now they are past this section. Next up is Rory, and he'll be coming through here possibly later tonight. But right now I'm going to get back down on this. It is running perfectly. So down here, up there, down again, and up some more. Awesome. Car served me right, wasn't it? Camera's safe. Feet are wet. So, absolutely stunning way to close out the last day of filming. Just getting attacked by beetles in the air, and have some rain falling on me now. Just getting ahead of the last pair to come through CP2, and also going up a different way to the track up here to grab a wahoo that fell off my bike after I had a bit of a spill yesterday. Some pretty good scrapes and what have you, but yeah, got off pretty lucky. Put my shoulder into a bush rather than my face. Camera was safe, phone was all good, and lost only an ounce of street cred and bruised my ego, so that's fine. But I mean, this poppy field over the last week, it's just grown and grown and grown, and there's just more and more poppies coming out each day, which is just incredible. I'm going to try and get up to where I need to before this comes down any heavier. I'd rather not be up top because it could well thunder and lightning. Unfortunately, I do have a bit of climbing to do, so I might have to find myself a wee bit of shelter before it kicks off. I have found my spot, which I decided to greet the bush shoulder first. Lovely bike, it's doing perfectly well after it, but you can see that little bit of a cave going on here, and inside this cave of brambles and nettles and all kinds of thorns is a wahoo, I always carry 2 for on trips, just in case. But yeah, gonna spend some time in the rain looking for my wahoo. And lo and behold, there it is! Reunited at last. I mean, I love Gore-Tex, but I'm still gonna sweat out because it's probably like 32 degrees still. And this is a donkey wrap, and this is what's been keeping my lens safe and wrapped in a jacket. Normally I'd have an insulated jacket, so a bit more padding, but still works, still very happy, all elements are sharp. Somewhat surprising because you'll see from some of the footage going downhill that it has been very bumpy. So yeah, I'm pretty impressed with how it's holding up. Also added protection in there is some pizza, you know, that's like a cheese and bread base to create some suspension. Equally, in my rush to get my jacket on, didn't put my camera on, which is silly because I'm putting my jacket on only to protect the camera. I don't think I'm going to get too many issues from the rain. However, in my brash rushing out of the door, I didn't pack my arm warmers, which would be beneficial because I'm guessing once I do get a little bit wet, a chill will start, and it's nice not to ruin myself before the ride tomorrow. So checkpoint closes tonight at midnight. Myself and the volunteer Tanguy are going to hit the road. We're going to head to Skoda in the day. So we'll be leaving about 5 AM, just get on the tarmac and skirt round the mountains, and hopefully that will see us into Skoda a day before the party with plenty of time to chill out and pack. So, full transparency, I'm really enjoying shooting with the Sony A1 out here as my main camera. It's an incredible bit of kit. High res, great definition, great colours with the G Master Series lenses. But I don't know if it's a firmware update or I'm very unlucky with this body, but this is the second A1 body that I've had, and it is causing me a lot of problems right now. It's been crashing, it's been freezing, it's been turning on without giving me readouts of both shutter speed and aperture, meaning it won't actually fire off any frames. And in an event scenario like this, that is the difference between getting a shot and having the worst day ever. It's happened about 7 times, but only 2 times where the shot was really like a potent, you know, narrative enforced image. But on the positive side of things, the A1 right now is just over here. I'm going to walk you through it. So currently I have to have my phone on Bluetooth, location and Wi-Fi enabled. And here, as you can see, medium level hidden. And I think the distractions of this terrain should be enough to distract the riders that are coming up in a minute. But it's great. So while it's been set up, waiting for them, I've actually exported all the images from this morning that I want to edit onto my phone. And now all I've got to do is switch from import mode to remote shooting. I'm going to lay down just up here with my B cam for a second angle as I go past unknowing. So high speed priority, shutter count of like 20 frames a second, which is excessive, but with active tracking I can get every single frame of them sharp, which is sweet as a nut. Unfortunately my B cam is also playing up. I think a week on the road in my pockets on my back has caused problems for both of them, but I think the durability of the A1 should see it last out more than that. So a very stern and embittered email to Sony is coming up, and if anyone from Sony ends up watching this, come on guys, why? So that worked so well to the point that I got both of them perfectly framed within my little ghillie suit for the camera. What's more, the sun came out at exactly the right time and I was able to adjust camera settings in a flash. Wasn't using flash. But also, just for my second angle, because I had my phone in my hand, I had to make sure that I was on the point, you know, shooting bursts, checking tracking was working. Second angle, when I was holding my phone next to my lens, bringing it so close, because it was so out of focus, it meant I could almost get a diptych of the sky on the left of frame. So there was this beautiful kind of prism effect going on. So, win. And now, there was a little bit of thunder a minute ago, so I'm going to make sure I get down off the mountain, pick up trail cam, and get uploading, because likelihood is they were the last riders I'll be shooting out on trail for the Accursed race. Because chances are these are the last riders I'm going to be shooting on the Accursed race #1 here in Albania. So this is a ceremonious last lap up this tarmac climb, which all the riders have been going down on as they leave CP2. It's been really hot, and considering they're going south towards the direction of Greece, it's only going to get hotter for them and myself and Tanguy as we head out tomorrow morning first thing to get to Skoda in a single day. No off-road for us though. Want to make good progress and get to the finisher's line before the last people come through. That means 119 miles on tarmac on an upside down mountain bike. Right way up now. So yeah, this is so much fun to go down on. So that's it, we made it to Skoda, bunch of time trialing, loads of great tarmac, and we did turn up a day before the party. Riders have been dropping in all day today, and finally had the final pair come in Isabel and Sam, the Lantern Rouge, for this year's the Accursed Race #1. Here in Skoda, the party's been going on for a few hours. I've been taking photos and awards have been given out. It's been a great time, a great race, lovely people in these Balkan states, and you know what? It's not over yet. I'll be back next year, but I reckon my bum's gonna be in the saddle along with some more people starting on next year's race. So until next time, thanks for watching, and yeah. Party on, guys. Party on, Wayne.